And if you're just tuning in, two unlikely mates, celebrity stylist Elliot Garneau and Norm Smith medalist Isaac Smith are here to tell you what is what.
Hey, no utes in the valet.
It's nice to be here just with you, it's been a whirlwind. We've had so many great guests in, everyone from Tom Hawkins to Kate Waterhouse, and then of course...
Don't forget Beck.
And our beautiful Beck. And then we had, we're talking about issues of the day, which was a lot more serious, which is not necessarily how the podcast started. And so we've kind of been on this trajectory and kind of caught in this whirlwind. So it's nice to actually just sit down, recalibrate after a week off the pod and go back to grassroots, me and you.
Well,
I missed you.
You had your September. The last 2 weeks were our September for football people.
Okay, yeah.
A busy time of year.
Yeah.
Obviously, Melbourne Cup week is your...
It is my September. It's all crammed into 1 week as well.
It's your Everest.
Which, yep, it is. That is my Everest. Although I've done it so many times now, it's more my base camp. I'm not saying that it's the hardest week of my year, but in my industry, anything
people do die going to base camp, though.
That's true. Well, I'm here telling the story today. But you go from essentially the spring racing carnival at Melbourne Cup Carnival around spring racing, and then all the way through to, I would say, it kind of finishes with the Australian Grand Prix in March. And then this is kind of my footy season. So after you clock off, I clock on. And the silly season begins and it's events and it's dressing and it's celebrities, it's red carpets. But it's fun. But we needed a week to recalibrate. But I'm so glad because it's you and I. It's you and I.
And we had some exciting news this morning.
Go for it.
Well, I opened up my phone and the Creators app on Spotify just popped up that we're number 28 in Australia at the moment.
No, I think we're higher.
Are we higher?
I think so.
Be. Yeah,
we are.
We've had about 10,000 listens in the last 24 hours, so it might be even higher.
Which is insane. So to all of our beautiful listeners that we dubbed them at the beginning when we started filming, thank you so much for the support, because when Izzy texted me about this morning, I was shocked.
Yeah, and apologies for anything that has hurt your ears, but...
well, obviously people are sticking around for the reasons their ears are hurting or not. We've catapulted on. There's a little blue dot next to our name on the charts.
What's the blue dot mean?
The blue dot means we're a new entrant. So we've got people who are going up with the green arrows, people who are going down to the red arrows. The blue dots are the new entrants. We are pumped that we're in the running. We're in the running.
We're somewhere.
We're somewhere. We're
charting. I don't know how we got there, but we'll take it.
Thanks, guys. It means the world. And it's been so fun.
Well, it's funny because we took a week off. And we took a week off because you obviously had such a busy week with Melbourne Cup and everything else you got going on in your life. I had a bit of a down week, which was needed. But...
exhausted after, finishing footy in September and just have this 8-week break. Although we have been working our ass off on this podcast for the last 8 weeks.
Yeah, and we did take a week off, but I've had a lot of texts, which has been nice because people are actually listening, saying, where was the podcast? It was meant to drop on Sunday. I listened to it on Monday morning.
Mate, your mum texting doesn't count.
No, but it wasn't my mum. It's just random people that have hit me up on social media. And now I'm in this influencer age or whatever the fuck I'm doing on social media. I've even replied to them and said, thank you.
You can get some advice from our social media guy, everyone, how to run those socials. You look like a dad, but you are a dad.
That's why we employ Eva, so I don't have to do any of it.
Correct. So what's been happening the past couple of weeks, mate? I've been at the track. I wanted to maybe...
No, you fill us in because I reckon your last couple of weeks is a lot more interesting than my couple of weeks.
Well, we had the Melbourne Cup Carnival and you and I went to Derby Day together.
Yeah.
Myself, Mitch, you and your beautiful wife, Candice.
Yeah.
How was your experience in the birdcage? Because you had said that previously to this year, you'd really been to the races because you guys would travel over that time after you finished footy.
Every time footy finished, we do an international trip. So we would effectively leave the day that we could leave once every commitment was sewn up, and we wouldn't come back until about 2, 3, 4 days before I had to go back to training.
To be fair, that's the dream.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. So we'd effectively spend 2 months a year overseas, which was awesome.
Oh, look, I forgot. We've taken 1 week off and I've forgotten how to record a podcast and I put my phone on silent. Okay, there we go.
But we went everywhere. So we've been to most continents. We've probably been to
fancy.
We've probably been to every continent.
And I'm the bougie one.
So the one thing that we hadn't really done was the races. I'd been to Oaks Day a couple of times, winning post in there.
Which is actually quite fun, Oaks Day.
Yeah, but I'd very much avoided the races. The Melbourne socialite scene's probably not my scene, Elliot.
I thought you fit in quite well, actually.
Well, it was a bit of fun, a bit of networking.
We've got a cute photo of us. We'll throw up a cute photo of you and I on the stairs in the Lexus Marquee.
We looked very different.
We did look very different. I looked like Postman Pat, as you reminded me, and you looked like the ambassador for Sam & Co., which you do every week. So,
and it was beautiful. Nice velvet jacket. I've got to give Sam a shout out.
To be fair,
what did you think?
The weather wasn't too bad.
Of my outfit. What did you think?
No, I'm saying... The segue was, had the weather have been warmer, I would have had notes because velvet is generally reserved for cooler climates, generally reserved for the winter.
Yeah, we're in Melbourne.
But it was perfect. So we had a nice 19-degree day and you were absolutely bang on. What did you think of my outfit?
Yeah, it was on.
Describe my outfit in 3 words.
Well, it looks like a bit of a Hessian bag that was oversized.
A Hessian bag.
A Hessian bag.
3 words. What do you mean?
Filled with potatoes.
And hot air. Okay, so we did that. What did you think? What was your takeaway from the birdcage? Now, bear in mind, I was the ambassador for Lexus, so go easy.
So you were very busy and you did a great job, and the Lexus Marquee was phenomenal.
The Lexus Marquee was
We've got to give your mate Dale Cheeseman a shout out because
100%.
They did a fantastic job. Did they build all the birdcage sites?
Okay, you're going to trip me up here on my notes. They definitely built Moom and they definitely built Lexus.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
And Crown.
Maybe Crown, maybe Crown.
But no, it was spectacular. I didn't think we were going to get a sit-down meal in the dining room. And
that was incredible. We fully sat for 3-course lunch. We Carrie, I was going to say Bickers. Carrie Bickmore, friend of the podcast, a.k.a. Bickers, was with us as well. And Flick Rogers, who's Carrie's best mate. And we all had a beautiful lunch together.
The
sat
only
down.
problem was...
What?
You socialites don't really eat much food.
I was starving.
I was very hungry post it.
Lexus, if you're listening, no bread. Where was the bread? I was ravenous. We had small starter and a small main. And I was actually ravenous because I'd been talking all day. So I was like, I need a bread basket ASAP. But
it's funny though, talking about our worlds colliding, Lexus was very you. I did duck into Crown for maybe 50 minutes an hour and knock back a few beers. Mm-hmm. That was very me.
In what way? What were the worlds different? Enlighten our beautiful listeners.
Well, in Lexus, we were drinking champagne and cocktails and eating caviar. Mm-hmm. In Crown, we were smacking beers and eating French fries.
Now, could you find the merit in both, or did you prefer one over the other?
No, I found the merit in both.
It's very mature.
Yeah, no, I did. There was actually a lot of people I knew in the Lexus Marquee, which a lot of
you're
people,
a very famous man. A lot of
people that I actually have very strong relationships that I didn't expect to see in there.
Great.
Which was good. No, we had a great day. Poor Candace, I think she battled a little bit. Still breastfeeding and all that jazz. But no, we all had a great day. A lot of fun. It was nice to not be working and just ride on your coattails.
Coattail riding you did. Pun intended on the riding. Okay, so we did that, and then what happened? Okay, then we had Cup Day, so I went to Cup Day, wore the thigh-high boots. What did you think of those? You're wearing them.
Well, to be honest, I thought you were going to milk the cows or go duck shooting. I wasn't sure what you were doing.
Fly fishing maybe in New Zealand. I mean, back to the weather scenario, they were wet weather appropriate. I was wearing a beige suit and I had thigh-high black leather boots on, so I can tell you.
As I did say to you on the day, though, you are a stylist. You're going to an event like that. You need to get heads talking. Is that the word? Or
heads turning.
Heads turning, mouths talking.
Yeah.
And I thought they were a very good choice.
Well,
make a statement.
I got turned.
I would never be seen dead in them, but...
Well, mate, if you ever feel like you need to change your mind, you can borrow them. But I would actually pay big money to say we're a similar height too, so they'll be right up to the cash and prizes.
I do have long legs though, so they might only be knee high.
Oh, please give me a break.
Legs,
so there was
legs 11 over here.
Cup. Then I had to go from Cup in the car in my beautiful Lexus transfer to the airport, jump straight on the airplane, and then I was in Sydney for work. And then our dear friends Lauren Phillips and Paul O'Brien hosted a big group of us for Oasis, which...
Was that Stadium Australia?
Sydney Olympic Park?
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry for the contentious point. I thought that Lexus... Oh my God, I literally can't even... Let's just rewind the brain. Let's rewind the brain.
Oh, you're a good brand ambassador.
I thought that Oasis was fucking overrated. There are 3 songs that I knew, which I'm assuming a lot of the people in my group knew, were at the very end. So, I mean, I guess it gets people sticking around, but I did not see the hype. And are you an Oasis fan?
Oh, I like their 3 or 4 top songs. I'm not a huge concert person unless it's a country music concert.
Why, because you want to dance and you feel like you're restricted to your seat?
I just feel like you can be a bit more relaxed. I don't know. But I'm not a huge fan, but I did have a lot of friends that went to Oasis and they said similar things.
Really?
First 15, 20 minutes really good. Then they're like a big lull through the middle and then finished off well. Now, Rosie, our producer's just popped her head around the corner. She's obviously not ecstatic with that. But I feel like a lot of concerts that I've been to are a bit like that.
I actually called Rosie and asked her for advice because she likes rock music. So I was like, what am I in for here? Anyway, Oasis, thanks for having me, guys. But snooze. Bring fucking Lady Gaga on in December. The 5th of December, I am the Mayhem Ball. I'm going to get the thigh highs out again. I'm going to turn a full look.
Well, I'm
dying to see Lady Gaga.
I saw the thigh highs and I thought I better check out just how much they cost.
No, we don't need notes, mate.
Unbelievable.
You're a police informer.
I think we should mention.
Well, mate, it's your podcast as much as it's mine.
So these YSL hip-high boots. What came up on my phone was
The hip highs?
was 6'6". Is that right?
It was 6'6", yeah. It was 6'6". Look,
Are you reselling them?
I will not resell those because they are, for any of the fashion nuffies listening, much of which I'm team captain of the Fashion Nuffie Society, they will be an iconic piece that came up for this particular fall winter season. Came all the way up.
Kmart.
Came up. Right up to my Punta Cana. And like, let me tell you, they are like one of those iconic things that you remember, like, oh, that season, this means nothing to you. Long story short, they will be very memorable for a very long time.
So what are you going to do with them then?
Well, they're in my wardrobe right now.
Well, they'll just sit in the closet.
Well, I'm going away at the end of the year to a cooler climate, so I might bust them out again when I'm overseas.
Yep.
Give them a few more wears, retire them, and then in a few years' time, maybe wear them to the racetrack again.
Okay.
Enough about me. What have you been doing?
What have I been doing? I've been doing fatherhood. I've been looking after my 3 kids. My wife has gone back into the business a little bit the last couple of weeks post-maternity leave. So she's doing a bit of aged care, which is going well. She actually rang me this morning and said she's really enjoying being back and connecting back with the clients, which is awesome. But
that's cool.
I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is it glamour? Is it all the glitz and glamour if it's in the calendar and it's work?
Yeah, it is. I think that like what's incredible about my career is you get this real hybrid of both.
Yeah.
Like, of course, it's work, and I take it seriously because I'm there and I'm getting paid and I'm there to represent brands, and that's really important to me. And it's also very humbling that these brands trust you with their image or to be a part of that image. So I'm very grateful for the partnerships that I have had throughout my career, and especially at this point in my career. But yeah, you get the hybrid. Like the world is glamorous to an extent, and the people are all looking very glamorous. But you do have to take it seriously. It is work. You know, you're there for a level of responsibility. You know,
Which is it difficult when everyone else is having play?
Yeah, but sometimes. Tell you what's actually, when people are playing and you're working, the play gets annoying. So I'm like, oh, fuck. Like if someone's pissed around you and you're sober and you're doing something and they're in your ear, like chewing your ear off and telling you the same story for the 3rd time, I'm like, okay, like I'm just going to finish work, but then you just kind of like separate.
Yeah, well, it's fun. Like it's funny. I felt the same thing with football. Everyone was going.
Oh, really?
Everyone was going to football for an event, and they were going to have a good time. And you're trying to prepare to play. And if you're talking to them, catching them up pre that day or the day before, like I found it very frustrating. I used to lock myself away. And then post game, the last thing you wanted to do was talk to a bunch of pissed idiots. Like you just wanted to get home because you're in full professional sports mode. So it'd be very similar, I would have thought.
Yeah, you definitely like after a long time of doing it, you find the right balance, and you can pick your moments. But the spring racing carnival is a marathon, not a sprint.
Well, but you launched the first Friday and Saturday of the spring racing carnival.
Well, look, it's a weekend. It's a weekend. Speaking of which, at what point did you realise that we belong to very different groups when it came to our weekends?
Well, I worked out, I reckon, in the first 24 hours that you and I belong in different tax brackets.
We don't belong in different tax brackets at all, mate. Your aged care and home care business is sweeping the floor. In fact,
actually, I'll give it a shout out.
I might actually have to come and do some work for you.
Yeah, Home at Heart Victoria. Give us a look up. I don't know why I'm giving us a shout out.
I actually love it on the socials because you go and visit some of the elderly people that are in like your care.
Yeah.
And they seem to have a great time when you go and visit them. You take the kids and like it's actually very much awesome. Community oriented.
No, it's brilliant. And you go in there and I'm sure everyone listening knows this, but you go in and you speak to an elderly person and everyone's got a story. So, unfortunately, we lost one of our clients earlier this year, but she was over 100.
Oh, wow.
So it was literally like Miss Geelong. She'd run netball in Geelong for 80 years. She nearly every year of her life. She was the little stand down at the netball centre just outside GMHBA is named after her. She was still down there telling umpires how to umpire at 100 years of age. Like she was a phenomenal lady, and just hearing her story. But there were so many. We've got so many people that have done amazing things in the community, but we've got clients now all over. But obviously we live in Geelong, so it's easier to connect with those ones.
Yeah, of course. Now, silly season is well and truly off and racing. And silly season here at home, silly season overseas, but no one does the silly season better than my favourite family, the Kardashians. Now, do you know who the Kardashians are? We've actually never spoken about them on this podcast.
Well, this might make you laugh.
I'm sure it will.
But you messaged me last night and said, these are a couple of the things we'll be talking about tomorrow. And I said to my wife, Kris Jenner the dad or the mum?
Look, fair play. In this family, it's fair play.
And I had absolutely no idea. So I had to jump on it and have a bit of a look. And then once I realised it was the mum, I sort of know the backstory. But I wouldn't say Kardashians get too much airtime on my devices.
Well, look, I don't think that we need to bore our beautiful listeners with a brief history of the Kardashian family because I reckon you're probably like one in a 2% of people who don't know who they are. But as we film today...
I know who... Who's the tall one that does all the modelling?
Mate. Kendall Jenner.
Kendall.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
Kendall.
Okay,
yeah.
so as we roll out today, 48 hours ago, Kris Jenner had her 70th birthday party. Now, it was James Bond themed. It was 0070.
Yeah.
And it had arguably the most exclusive guest list I have ever seen outside of the Met Gala. So the Met Gala being...
Yeah, I know what the Met Gala is.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So outside of the Met Gala, I'd actually never seen a guest list like this. In fact, I actually reckon that this guest list was more tightly held and more exclusive than the Met Gala. We had everybody from, well, let's start with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. We had Oprah Winfrey. We had Mariah Carey. We had Beyoncé and Jay-Z, who snuck in under the cloak of darkness. We had Snoop Dogg. We had Adele. We obviously had the whole Kardashian-Jenner family. We had Tyler Perry. Just honestly, the list goes on and on and on. But what is madness about this is the scale and the grandeur. Do you think that would be a party that you would want to attend?
It'd be horrific. When you said last night in the notes, would you want to attend that party? That was one of the talking points. No. So LA Chargers were playing Pittsburgh Steelers at SoFi Stadium the same time that this party was on.
Half of them
in
probably
LA.
went after.
Well, I tell you what, I would have much preferred to be at SoFi Stadium than that party. It actually sounds horrendous.
So even from the perspective of you who was really interested and very passionate about educating yourself in business and anything in kind of that umbrella category, you had Mark Zuckerberg there. You had Bill Gates there. They're playing poker with Kris Jenner chips. Do you not think that a party like this or a party in general with a certain caliber of guest list is a networking opportunity where you could sit down and potentially go and meet people that you could work with in the future? Yeah,
this is a really interesting point because when I started to do a little bit of research on this party, I thought they have done this because it's perfect for business. And it's a brilliant opportunity to get these people in the room, and it's only going to enhance the standing of the Kardashian family in Hollywood. So I thought this is a very strategic move by them. I feel like they sit down each Monday or whenever they sit down, and Kris, just following her story, she's as good as there is in entertainment. And the way she's set up that family is something pretty... Like, they're effectively all billionaires now.
Yeah, exactly.
In their own right.
They all have their own individual businesses. Kendall Jenner has a tequila brand. Kylie Jenner has a cosmetics brand. Kim Kardashian has a shapewear brand. Khloe Kardashian has a denim brand. Kourtney Kardashian has ingestible vitamins, like chewable, like kind of vitamin gummy brand. Like, she set the family up for immense success to the fact where Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez were the ones who hosted this party.
Yeah, in their $165 million Hollywood home. But I think it was very strategic with how they went about it. But as you said, yes, it'd be a brilliant opportunity. But when you go on a party, you just want to go and party and enjoy yourself. So you want to be with your best mates at the NFL down the road, sitting in a bit of a party box, having a bit of fun. I think that would be more enjoyable. But a great opportunity to network and meet people.
Well, ultimately, if Justin Bieber is putting on a gig anywhere, I'm showing up. But
so,
he personally serenaded Kris Jenner. But
well, I did hear that the police got called twice. I'm not sure whether the police got
probably
called.
Probably because Bieber's past his heyday.
But I'm not sure the police got called. I just think the police wanted to rock up.
Yeah, no shit. We had another noise complaint.
Anyway, they took away a couple of hedges because they didn't have permits, which blows my mind. Like, surely in Beverly Hills, no one's taking away hedges. And supposedly they had a couple of noise complaints because Bruno Mars was playing and everyone was erupting because of it.
Do you reckon that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were there for a good time, or do you reckon they were networking? What's the go there?
I reckon it's 50-50. There would have been
But they would think of themselves as the ultimate people to be networked with. I can't imagine that they're going to try and rub shoulders with people.
No, I don't think they were rubbing shoulders with anyone, but there would have been a few anxieties, I reckon, on the Monday.
Mate, could you imagine the anxiety after that party?
Yeah.
I was actually looking on social media the next day and I was like, Kylie Jenner doing shots, and I was like, she probably doesn't give two shits. It's her mum's birthday and everyone's blowing smoke up her ass. But I was like, if that was me, I would be like on my best behaviour. You're talking about...
I reckon you got two options. You're either on your best behaviour or you think...
Lean in.
I'm just going to send it.
Well, if it's your own family, I'm sure you can just lean in.
Yeah.
But my God, you were talking about like if it's earlier in the episode about whether it's fun or whether it's work. That is That's case in point. That is work.
But you look at Prince Harry. Prince Harry was, back in the day, he was photographed in Vegas when he was young,
Yeah, true. And he's going back to his roots.
He was, the naughty boy of the family. So, no, it would have been a lot of fun. Who would you have buddied up next to?
Oh, look, ultimately on that guest list, I'd have to go see Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with Mariah Carey. But Adele seems like a great time. I went to her concert it must have been pre-COVID. So what's that, 5 or 6 years ago at least.
I went to that one. Was
and
that
she
at Marvel?
At Marvel.
Yeah.
And she was just funny. She was
she was
half
very
stand-up
good.
comedy and then incredible voice. I reckon she'd be a great person to have a drink with. And then, of course, Lady of the Hour, Kris Jenner. But then I wouldn't mind seeing a Zuckerberg or a Bezos or a Gates.
Yeah. I reckon
Those blokes are powerful men.
I'd chum up against Bill Gates because he's just decided to go full uranium, which is good. He's going to power Microsoft with all these small reactors, and I'm very interested in uranium, what it can do for the globe. So I'd be chumming up next to him. But the one guy I thought on the list, Chris Rock.
I didn't see Chris Rock.
Yeah, Chris Rock was on the list, and that would be
the zebra from Madagascar.
If what he does on the movies is how he interacts in real life, I'm like, that would be a brilliant person.
I literally don't know a single film that Chris Rock has been in apart from Madagascar.
He's done a couple of Adam Sandler ones.
Fine.
He's just a good vibe.
The GOAT. Now, let's talk silly season parties. We've got a lot of parties coming up. What do you think is... Have you had an experience at a party that you've been to? What's the best party you've ever been to?
Best party I've ever been to?
Yeah, best party you've ever been to.
Oh, God. I don't know. Lots. Won a few grand finals, so they weren't bad parties.
Why? You got to tell us why they're not bad. What makes it a great party?
Well, I think the emotion around it. It's just pure joy, pure excitement, pure elation. So that's a pretty cool party. Been to a couple of Halloween parties in LA. What
made them great?
Good fun. You know what I think the beauty about America is, and their culture and Halloween, is that America, they fully embrace these festivities, and they go all out. And effectively Halloween, it's your alter ego. You put on a mask, you dress up, you can be effectively whoever you want, and you can just party. So had a couple of good times there. You know what? And I reckon we'll get this person on the podcast one day. I won't give it away, but I've been to the States a couple of times with a mate, and Rodeo Drive, we had a party on top of Louis Vuitton, the show on Rodeo.
He's learning. He's correcting himself.
The Louis Vuitton building on Rodeo Drive, we had a party on the rooftop there one night.
So that's interesting because that's very much worlds colliding. What do you think makes the differentiation between a glamorous party and a good party?
I feel like...
Because a party can be glamorous and shit.
Yeah, I feel like glamorous can be hard work. If the glamour doesn't just as you said, lean in and let it all go, then it can be a very boring, difficult party to be at. But yeah, I think every party, if it's a good one, gets to a tipping point, and then it's a bit like our podcast. It gets to a tipping point and then it just launches.
It just takes off. Or nothing good happens after, 1 a.m., 2 a.m.? I mean, it depends who you talk to.
Talk to me through your parties, because I had to, obviously through my 20s, I had to be a lot more sensible than what you had to be through your 20s.
So I lived in Hong Kong from 20 to 24.
Actually, I've had a few good nights in Hong Kong as well.
So that's a chapter closed and never to be reopened again. But tell you what, living overseas in your early 20s, you go to some of the best parties of your entire life, not only from the perspective of your eyes being open to a whole new world of like culture and people, like Hong Kong, especially at that time, well, up until I think quite recently, was a melting pot of so many different cultures. My friends were English, French, American, minimal Aussie friends, actually, to be honest. So the parties that I had loved going to were the parties where I was actually meeting people from all around the world.
Yeah.
I remember meeting people along the line that would end up inviting me back to their family homes in the UK, and I'd end up in these like beautiful country estates at these parties I never even thought of. It was like Downton Abbey, you know, like we're in black tie for dinner and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, isn't this just on the movies? And even me, who likes to think of themselves as someone who would go to a fancy party, I was like, this is next level. And so that was fantastic. And then, but ultimately, it's just, as you said, it's when you're around the right people, when you've got your best mates around you, like you could have a cracking playlist, an empty room, and your best friends, and you can have the best time ever. But my worst stand out more so than my best.
Really?
God. So I'm going to tell you this. So my worst is ingrained, and if my sister-in-law is listening, she is going to smile from ear to ear and piss herself listening to this. So I remember my 18th birthday, right, has got to be the worst party in human history. Like the worst. So I was like to Dad, I want to have an 18th. And he's like, well, there's no way you're having it at home because I'm not getting the house ransacked by 200 18-year-old kids who don't give two fucks, who are like drinking like Smirnoff Double Blacks for the first time in their life and like ruining.
What was your teenage choice of drink?
My God.
Like a Red Bear, a Mudslide,
No, I reckon it was like a
Cruiser.
UDL.
You would have been a Cruiser.
Yeah, I love cruisers.
Yeah, you would
I
have
love
been.
Ruskies. I loved lemon Ruskies.
Lemon Ruskies.
They were yum.
West Coast Cooler.
Is that what it's called?
No.
Oh.
Did you like a West Coast Cooler?
I've never had a West Coast cooler.
Oh, right.
But I loved a Rusky. I loved a raspberry UDL.
Yeah.
But my God, that stuff did, like, if we drank that stuff now, goodbye to the waistline. Back then, you drink 50 and it wouldn't even matter.
What about you'd wake up the next morning and your teeth hurt?
And then, like, furry and disgusting. So, my 18th birthday. Dad's like, no, you can't have an 18th birthday at home. Fine, play on. Fair enough, whatever. I'm still getting this party no matter what happens. So I was like, all right, let's go look at some venues. At the time, my dad had this woman that was working for him that her husband owned a cafe, like a corporate cafe on St Kilda Road.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you it's on the pod.
But like a Glory Jeans.
Like, no, like just like it would operate from 9 to 3 Monday to Friday, and it had like Bay Marie's where people would just go and get their lunch, want a bit of mash, like
a bit of fried rice.
Yeah, a bit of fried rice, whatever, right? I actually just noticed when I was driving down St Kilda Road the other day that thank fuck my demons can finally been buried. It's been demolished and it's been made way for a beautiful apartment building. And I was like, thank Christ, Georgia, if you're listening, it's gone. So first up, what made the party bad? Well, I thought it was iconic. I needed a theme. So the theme was feathers and fur.
Sounds horrible.
I just
already.
can't. I handmade the invitations at this paper shop on High Street, Armadale. I remember like cutting out the paper and sticking a little feather on. The party was a fucking disaster. Obviously, there were Bay Marie's in the fucking corner. It was getting set up halfway through. There was a blue out the front. It was just a mess. Everyone looked like total shit. I had brown hair and a side fringe. The whole thing was just tragic from beginning to end. And then it got shut down by the cops at like 10 o'clock because obviously they were not meant to be trading, nor did they probably have a liquor license when they were a 9 to 3 Monday to Friday cafe on St Kilda Road. So the whole thing was just a fucking disaster. But I remember at the time thinking it was the most iconic thing in the world. Hindsight is 2020.
So you grew up in the city. You do have a little country abode, but the best parties I had growing up was you'd go to a friend's farm, bonfire, everyone would take a swag. You wouldn't even, it'd be that cold where we were, you didn't even need an esky. You just put your drinks somewhere out the back, store them around the corner somewhere so no one would steal all your drinks, and you had the bush TV going all night and you'd be there till the sunrise. They're the best. They're the best parties.
To be honest, they're still the best now.
Yeah.
Like when you get to like Toke or when we go up and like visit the guys in Finley or Denny, if you're going home, like it's so much fun.
Yeah.
When you're sitting around a campfire telling great stories.
And time is just not a thing.
No, at all.
Yeah.
But you ironically get to bed earlier than you do in the city.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, good point. Okay. What keeps these parties going?
Well, music,
Good
obviously.
music. Good music. Good music.
Yeah.
I want to know, what is the one track that makes you grab a drink and hit the dance floor?
Oh, well, there's too many.
No, come on. You got to give me your best.
I found this really difficult. You were like, pick your 3 best songs. But, like, what are your 3 best songs? It depends who you're with, what the theme is, what moment you're in. So, like, for example, if I'm in an LA nightclub.
No, you're thinking about it. It's too complicated.
Something comes on. But I would say I love country music.
Yeah.
And I love Zach Bryan at the moment. He's awesome. 9 Ball.
Really?
It's a great track, and we'll get it.
Play it.
I'm not sure we can play it. Can we play it?
I will try it.
Commercially, I don't know if you're allowed to, but
We'll give it a crack.
It is a great song. If you have a look at the film clip, Matthew McConaughey plays the dad in it, a drunken gambler. It's awesome.
Okay. I've got 3 tracks that I'm like, I don't know why, maybe because I'm a bossy prick.
Yeah.
Is that I've always like, I'll get on the speakers and make sure that like I've taken it upon myself personally to get the party started.
Yeah.
3 tracks that I know will get absolutely everybody up and about and dancing and singing.
Yeah.
Are Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield.
Who and what?
Staring at the blank page
Oh,
before
yeah.
you, open up the dirty window, let the sun in the room. That
You don't sing that.
Apologies, everybody. Absolutely not. I just tell people to sing louder.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Absolutely Everybody by Vanessa
Amorosi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, that is an absolute party starter. Don't tell me not.
Well, in Australia.
Is she Australian?
Vanessa Amorosi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She played at the.
Am I talking about
you know how I know her? She played at the 1995 Grand Final, Carlton v Geelong.
Oh, well, I hope she's telling absolutely everybody because it would have gone off. Get the party started. And number 3 is Beauty and a Beat by Justin Bieber featuring Nicki Minaj. Do you remember that song?
What is it?
That like body rock. I can let your body rock.
That's shocking. That
No, you'd
doesn't
love
get
it.
a party.
You'd love it.
You know
Trust
what?
me.
You know,
I bet you if I played it right now, you'd be like, okay, yeah, vibe.
I was at Sorrento Hotel one year when the Portsea Polo was on, and it was packed. And for some reason, I decided to go up with the DJ, and I just put like.
Were you playing footy at the time?
Yeah, I was playing.
So you were
footy at
loving
the time.
yourself absolutely sick.
Actually,
the crowd was probably loving you too.
You know what? We had the little booth on the side outside, and I was in there with Julia Bishop randomly.
That is random.
Yeah, talk about fashion. She's got great fashion.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Also a David Jones ambassador, myself. Yep.
She's got great style.
She's fabulous.
But
And
anyway,
she's actually so nice.
I went up to the DJ booth and obviously had a few vodkas under the belt, but the DJ was playing this set that everyone sort of knew the songs, but it was nothing amazing. And I just went on and played like old school Aussie bangers, and we had the whole outside just absolutely pumping.
An old school Aussie banger does go down a treat, but if we're going to refine that list, it's got to be Flame Trees.
By Sarah Blasco, not Jimmy Barnes. I've actually
What?
So I wrote down 5 songs. You won't believe it.
It has to be Jimmy Barnes.
You won't believe it.
Flame Trees is on there. Is it on there?
Flame Trees, but
Don't forget your microphone. Don't forget your microphone.
Flame Trees, but it has to be Sarah Blasco.
Really?
Yeah, mate. The Jimmy one, Jimmy's great, but Sarah Blasco, listen to her Flame Trees.
Holy Grail. Is
Unbelievable.
Holy Grail on there?
Nah.
K-San?
Dog Days, Florence.
That's an
Dog
Aussie
Days.
anthem.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying with my songs.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Dog Days, Florence.
That's
Would be
not bad.
awesome.
That's actually, yeah, I can give you that.
And then like Mumford & Sons, Kings of Leon. They were my real uni days type of setup.
Yeah, Kings of Leon, Mumford & Sons, You've Lost Me. It's a bit folky.
Beautiful Crazy by Luke Combs.
Don't know that one. Sing it
Yeah.
for me.
Beautiful, crazy. Anyway. You know I don't like karaoke. 2 weeks ago would suggest otherwise.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago when you stole the microphone out of every single person's hand who was trying to sing, would do otherwise. And if we have some footage that is going straight in the podcast edit.
Footage from that night won't be getting shown.
Oh, my God. But we've kicked off.
But there are some cracking songs. And I just think it all depends on the people you're around. So I love country. You go to Nashville, something different. Like our wedding, we just had country music blaring.
That's cool.
Wagon Wheel was the song of
Oh,
our
my
night.
God. Do you know what's so weird? I was telling you those stories about the best parties I've ever been to.
Yeah.
So I used to go to Scotland for a few years in a row when I was living in Hong Kong. So I had some
Scotland.
friends who were Scottish.
Yeah.
And they're those incredible black tie house parties. But Wagon Wheel, weirdly, and it was always New Year's Eve, by the way.
Yeah.
Wagon Wheel was the song that was like, that got everybody up and about. And I'm like, in Scotland? I thought it'd be bagpipes.
I just reckon like country, like
It's very universal.
yeah, can just morph itself into any setting.
It can transcend groups.
It can.
Indeed.
Yeah. Actually, we need to take this podcast to Nashville
Oh,
because
mate.
it is unbelievable.
Well, I mean, we've kicked off our silly season very well, so I think that we've got the rest of the summer together, and we're going to have a very good time. We've got some great playlist research going on here. But finally, we're back, baby. We are back. We're back together. It's so much fun to sit down and just shoot the shit with you.
Tell you what's going to be fun. We've got a couple of
Big people coming in the next couple of weeks.
very interesting guests coming on.
Yes.
And I'm really looking forward to the next few weeks.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
what's also really cool is we've gone like, obviously we had a bit of sport in the beginning, and now we've got a few really cool fashion guests who are coming on, and then we're really trying to blend that hybrid. But most importantly, and now that we know that you guys are genuinely so engaged from those statistics that we saw overnight, is
Yeah.
that reach out to us on socials. Make sure you're telling us who you want to hear from as well,
And
because
send it to a friend if they're interested, because I reckon there'll be a few out there that are interested. So I'm just getting random messages from so many different kinds of people. So mums that are 50, people that are males that are 25 years of age,
Yeah.
just getting all random ones. So flick it on, share it. It'd be awesome if you could help us out. I'll keep you updated on my garden shed. And yesterday I started landscaping the front of the place. So,
well, if you need a pair of boots, I know where you can find them.
well, yeah, you can send your boots down. I'm not sure they'll look like they looked Melbourne Cup Day. Actually, they might, because Melbourne Cup Day was horrific.
Now, as we started, shall we finish? Would you like to scan an item of my clothing with your trusty Samsung and round us out for our OG formatted episode of you and I shooting the shit?
I would. I would love to.
Okay.
I'll get the
Come
flip
on.
out, the fold, sorry.
So for those who are just jumping on the pod when
And
we
I will-
first started out.
Well, I will get to this watch at one stage.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's too easy. So when we started the pod, Isaac and I closed out the episodes with a segment in where Isaac would scan an item of my clothing and would see if the phone could either find it or flop.
Yeah.
But so far,
I
the
think-
phone's had a 100% track record.
I think we'll go this shirt, because if this
Yeah, let's go the shirt.
if this Samsung can pick up with the Google Lens, if it can pick up this rag that you're wearing, it'll be very interesting.
Izzy said to me that when we were doing our fit checks for our social team that he thought that it looked like a rag that he either had in his laundry for 20 years or pajamas that his kids would borrow from a sleepover.
So
but what is it?
It's coming up with a few different things.
Always does. Drum roll.
Above the clouds.
Oh, that's a retailer. That's not a brand.
Okay.
But actually,
the Storm T-shirt, Storm print.
Yeah. What's the brand?
Siva Scandascalazo or something like that.
No, that's it. But the brand is that bit there. That is actually
ERL.
ERL.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that the brand?
Nailed it.
It's unbelievable.
Samsung does not flop.
It's unbelievable.
How much?
Oh, too much. We were talking about your brand. Your brand Cherry that was in.
Oh yeah, you love Cherry.
Hasn't that just jumped up in price as well?
Well, you never bought anything. So
I had a look the other day because I just randomly thought, I better check out this thing. And you're like, oh, this was only $400, and the next thing I know, it's like $700 US. So I'd want to be.
That's what happens with that popularity.
Want to be a warm jacket. You did not pay €270 for that T-shirt. That is shit.
And on that, boys and girls, thank you so much for tuning in to Know Utes. We'll see you next week with some incredible guests. We love you. We love your support.
Look, you can get a 50%
and
discount
stop
here.
it, mate. I missed you up there. Ciao.